Hello and welcome to another video by the Ministry of Miniatures, and today I wanted to show you my US Army vehicles and armour. So I shall go through all of them shortly to show you what I've done so far. Okay, so first up is a nice pair of Jeeps. This first Jeep, as you can see, has a medium machine gun in the back, and I've just kept it very basic so it fits with any parts of my US Army. And with the medium machine gun, it just adds a nice little addition to be able to move quickly across the battlefield and add some support to the troops. And then this Jeep has a heavy machine gun on it, and as you can see there, I've kept the paint job very simple. Pair of binoculars on the front and a few bits of packs, etc. But again, it's to add a bit of extra firepower and manoeuvrability for my US troops as they try to get across the battlefield. So next up is my transport. As you can see here, I've got a Dodge truck with driver, and this is basically just so I can move troops around the battlefield quickly and get them into position, ready to support and take objectives quickly. And then I've got a couple of quite sizable, I think they're 2.5 ton trucks, so the Deuce and a half. So as you can see here, I've put a bit of weathering on them, very basic paint job, but the idea is there. It's designed basically to move my troops and get units up into the battle, but I also wanted to do them so that we've got trucks and vehicles available for different scenarios depending on what we want to play. So that gives me some quite nice couple of trucks and a larger Jeep. So let's move on to some of the others. So next up is the white Scout car. Again, you can see I put troops in the back and just a bit of extra equipment and some stowage. Quite a nice little vehicle. It is open topped, but again, the idea is just get up into combat quickly with some support from the troops. And then to go with this, I've got two M3 half tracks. So as you can see with this one, the stowage is on there. They are equipped with machine guns on the side and a heavy machine gun at the front. But again, they're quite nice in the game. That actually gives you that armoured support to move up. And I wanted to have a pair of them just so that we can run different scenarios and have decent support for the troops. So with the white Scout car and the two half tracks, again, it gives quite decent support for the troops on the battlefield. So next up is my M8 Greyhound and the M20 Scout car. So the M8 Greyhound has a light anti-tank gun and heavy machine gun on the top. Again, you can see it's very basic paint job, but it got the job done, and adds a bit of extra firepower and manoeuvrability to my troops. And again, you can see I've put some stowage on there where the tank commander's got in. And then this is the M20 Scout car, and again you can see I've put some bits on it just to make it look a bit more realistic. And again, this has a heavy machine gun on the top, so very much a scout car to get up and personal with the enemy. So I've got a pair of those, so I can run them either as the M20 or the M8. Let's see what comes next. So up next, love 'em or hate 'em, the M3 Stuart. So I've got a pair again. So as you can see, it's got the cannon on the front, which is a light anti-tank gun, and a medium machine gun forward facing. There's also one on the hull, and it's got the light machine guns on either side. You can just see at the front there, so it does give it a lot of firepower. They were slightly nerfed in the FAQ just to reduce some of the firepower, but nonetheless this is a nice, cheap, fast-moving, hard-hitting, lots of machine guns. And as you can see, I've called it Clark Kent and Lois Lane just so they're a nice little pair that work well together and can deliver quite a punch to the enemy on the field. So let's move up onto the proper tanks. So no US Army would be complete without the M4 Sherman. I've got 5 of them here, one for Conflict 47, which I'm not playing yet, but I'm hoping to soon. But then 4 M4 Shermans, just so that actually I've got a whole platoon of them. And if I wanted to, I can play Tank Wars. So again, basic paint job, but it gets the job done and it looks quite nice and I'm quite pleased with them. Quick and easy, and there's a bit of stowage on there and some extra guns. And actually they're, for the Americans, they're pretty much a go-to tank for them. So you go, there's the 4 M4 Shermans. Okay, and then next up is the M36 Jackson. It's a tank destroyer, a bit more expensive. It is open top, but it has a super heavy anti-tank gun, and you can see that on the front. It is absolutely huge, and it is a very nice resin model. I've painted it in exactly the same style, and you can see there the extra stowage and the tank crew in the top make it a very, very nice model. I like this very much. And I kind of try to run it, or want to run it with the Shermans in the back, so it looks like an awesome unit altogether. So next up is my Hellcat platoon. So as you can see, I have got 3 Hellcats in the back here. And then there's the tank destroyer version at the front. So again, they're painted exactly the same. Each tank has an individual name, I forgot to mention that, but these are the plastic kits with the extra stowage. They are open top, but they do have a big gun on them. And again, the extra stowage just helps it stand out as actually being in combat and being used. And as you can see there, I've put additional stowage like a pistol on the top, and they've got the heavy machine gun, and that makes a very nice platoon, all 3 tanks together. And then with a slightly large one at the front, and all 4 of them together to make the wolf pack, which I quite like the idea of that, hunting German tanks. And again, these are used so that I can either have a platoon running of them, or if we can get around to it, getting a tank war battle in. Okay, let's move on to the last few bits. Okay, next up is the M7 Priest. So Hitler's Hearst, I've called this one. And again, it's a nice model. I've got the crew inside, they've fallen over, but it's got some really nice details on it, which makes it a very nice model with a huge artillery piece on it and a heavy machine gun. So quite a nice model to take onto the battlefield. Okay, last up, I've got 2 LVT-4 water buffalo landing vehicles. So as you can see on the front there, they've got a medium machine gun and 2 medium machine guns on the top. I haven't quite finished painting these or putting the weathering on or any of the stowage, because I want to use these with my Marine Army when I do them. I haven't got around to building them yet, so that will be for the future and when we go into jungle warfare. But for now, they're built and undercoated and base painted, so I'm quite happy with them, and it makes quite a nice addition to the force. And of course, I can use them if I wanted to for one of the beach landings or with the British. So there we go, that's the vehicles and armour for my US Army. Quite a lot to go there. I do have a few other tanks that I need to build and add to this, but for now it's quite an extensive batch of tanks, trucks and jeeps, enough for many a battle. So I hope you enjoyed it. Do let me know if you'd like to see the whole of my US Army. So that would be my Rangers, my US Army, all the tanks, paratroopers, the Winter Army, so I can do a video of all those together. But in the meantime, don't forget, please like, comment, share, subscribe, and let me know what you think. Take care and see you all soon.